The symptoms that the boys had were, they kind of, I now call it chugging, where when they're breathing, they're sort of doing a lot of this as they go up. It's like the top part of their body is kind of chugging away, and they were getting this kind of sucking in around the rib area, where when they were breathing in, the skin was kind of recessing into the gaps that were there. And they had things like this nostril flare, so when you breathe in, the nostrils go wider, which are all signs that the body isn't coping and is trying to get as much oxygen in as possible. But obviously at the time, didn't realise that any of those were symptoms. They were also, particularly Edwin, to begin with, started taking slightly longer pauses in breath, and I don't mean, you know, a really long gap. I just mean just at that point where you think, oh, then they breathe again. Now I know that up to 5 seconds pause is quite normal and quite healthy in a baby, but beyond that isn't. And had I known all these things, I would have realised that they were really quite poorly. Beyond that, they had a normal cough, colds, the kind of symptoms that I am used to dealing with my daughter. They had quite a raspy cough, but again, because I'd been through this with my daughter, and I know that colds and coughs can manifest quite, you know, in a child. They don't cope because they can't blow their nose, they can't cough it up as much. So I think this, knowing the sound of the cough a bit more, but also looking at all the other signs like nostril flare, the chugging, the fast respiration, the long pauses in breath, any one of those, if I'd known about it, I would have got them seen to a lot earlier than I did.